So when you read about novelty creams on Reddit or something, right? People are always talking about how you should break them in first, or you should lube them. Sometimes lubing is just fine. Sometimes people say, oh, you should break them and then lube them. We're going to compare the sounds from a stock switch versus a broken in switch, and then a stock and lube switch, and then also a switch that's broken in and lube. So I broke these in with a massage gun on a low setting. I feel like if you use a high setting, the spring inside the switch probably can't keep up with how fast it's moving. Not sure, but also if you do this method, you might also fuck up the spring. It might become crunchier or louder. So if lube doesn't help that, I recommend you just spring swap them. You might be fucking up the spring inside the switch if you use a massage gun over and over. Especially with what I did. I did this for like 30 minutes on each switch. It's really time consuming. So from the sound test we can see that breaking in does make your cream switch smoother, but it also changes the sound signature to become more flat and dull, at least when you break it in with the massage gun like I did. The stock and lube creams had a little bit of scratch to them, but the overall sound was more full and had more pop. I think that's the right word. Describing sound is kind of weird. By the way, I didn't have the silicone dampener the NK65 comes with inside the board, but I did have a plate foam that I made myself. I was surprised to see that the broken in and lube switch had a lot more reverb in the case than the other configurations of the switch. In my opinion, I don't think breaking in these switches is really worth it, at least with the massage gun. I wouldn't do it for 30 minutes at least. That seems to kill the sound and make it more flat. I would just lube the creams without breaking them in. There's a little bit of scratch, but it's pretty negligible for me at least, because I have a computer fan running, I have an external fan running in the background, I also have headphones on. I'm not going to hear the scratch. I barely feel the scratch. It's not something that bothers me a lot. So if you have a noisy background like I do, then I wouldn't recommend that you break this in, at least for the sake of sound. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was informative for you.